What's up, After Buzzers? You are tuning into the after show for the Mindy Project. Tonight we are talking season 4, episode 22, Princeton Charming. Jody has a girlfriend and somebody seems a little jealous. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, everybody? Thanks so much for joining us for another awesome episode of the Mindy Project, as always. You can find us all on Twitter, Instagram, everywhere at AFTERBUZZ TV. You can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant. What about you?
You can find me, Lindsey Miller, on pretty much everywhere at Rockin' Mama Life. Although I still can't figure out Snapchat.
We gotta get you. We need like just a good lesson.
How do you get those things where like everybody was posting today because I voted?
Yeah.
April did not.
I did not.
Uh-huh.
Don't tell my mom.
Shame. I was trying to figure out because everybody had these awesome like, I don't know, the things where
they're called geotags.
Geotags? Is that where it like shows up like, hey, I voted?
It's where it's like you can swipe to the right and it's like different things. Like there's one for where we are right now. It's like NoHo. Yeah. And it has like little cameras.
I don't have those.
You have those.
I cannot find them.
I'll show you.
Cannot find them.
Y'all need to tweet Lindsey Snapchat lessons because she still cannot get it.
Snapchat
This has been like 3 weeks at this point and she does not have it down.
I know, it's so
She'll
wrong.
get it eventually though. What did you think of the episode tonight?
I thought the name was awkwardly timed.
Princeton Charming.
And the location, because,
Yeah.
you know, if you guys have seen the news, Princeton is not getting such great press right now with a different kind of Princeton Charming.
Yeah, one that not so good for them.
Yeah, but actually, I kind of enjoyed this episode.
I do too. I wrote down a ton of like different one-liners. Like I wrote down a lot more than I thought. But that's good because we had so many tonight.
Yes.
So it starts off, Mindy is back from Texas.
Yes.
And she has everyone gifts. But really it's like gifts from the
They're all
airport.
from the airport. What did she get, Morgan? That
The
was
like
my favorite.
Sky Mile magazine or whatever from
She's
the
like,
airplane.
I already did the crossword puzzles.
Right.
Don't do it.
She's like, not all of them are from the airport, some. But then she has Jody's gift.
Jody's was not from the airport.
Right. Jody's was like a special little belt buckle.
Yeah. Personalized.
Yeah. Okay. So I got to tell y'all, I was back in
Do you have a
Alabama
personalized
this past
belt
weekend. No. People, okay.
Have you
so
ever gotten one for someone?
Oh, you know, I did have one whenever I was little, but it was not like that.
Amazing.
So people the only time you would ever wear a belt buckle like that is if you're like
going to a special
for
event?
show. Like people don't just wear those types.
No, you do it for like a special event, right?
Sometimes older men do, like if they're in a button down and khakis. Sometimes
and
they'll wear that.
Do they wear the thing?
The boleros? No.
Thing with the
That's called a bolero.
Yeah.
No.
I had one of those.
I did too.
They were very in the 80s.
They'll wear them sometimes. It's more of like an older generation thing, and then now people will wear it if you're going to like the rodeo or something like that. But especially with the nameplate on
the
it.
rodeo?
Yeah, my college used to have a rodeo every year. It was like the biggest thing throughout all the colleges in the SEC. It was like the Auburn rodeo. Everyone went.
Oh,
like the
that's
one time we
amazing.
united over instead of hating each other.
You went to
of
Auburn.
Football. Yeah.
I went to Clemson.
Did you?
I did.
We've talked about this before.
I think so.
Because we play our first game this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at Auburn.
Oh, my gosh.
I know, I'm excited. Anyway.
Anyhow.
But she doesn't give the present to him right then. I forget why.
No.
Oh, because he tells her the news.
Mm-hmm. About his girlfriend. What do we think about his girlfriend? Because, meh.
I mean, clearly they were
She's
never going to give us
awful.
someone who we would like. But she is like extra terrible.
Awful.
She
Awful.
goes on this trip with him to New York, or to Princeton. And cannot stop sneezing. And like I have a pretty annoying sneeze, but even me watching the show, I was like, you're so terrible. I can't handle it.
I mean, I have like serious allergies. Like, stop breathing and die. Like, it's horrible to go to dinner with me, but like, she's just like kind of horrible to like live around.
And she can't, like, she's cold all the time, like unnaturally cold.
Yeah. Had the room at like 90 degrees or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you sure it's okay?
I love when they're in the car. I think I wrote wrote this down, and Mindy's like, so, you know, what do you do? And she's like, well, I'm currently in lawsuit. She's like, oh, so you're a lawyer? She's like, no, I'm suing my ex-employer for sexual harassment.
Yeah.
And Morgan's like, I want to sue my employers for sexual harassment. It happens all the time.
Like, that's a job? Like, what?
She's like, so you're just waiting for the payout from your lawsuit?
I mean, on the one hand, I get it, because it's like, if she does win, the longer she's out of work, like, the more, like, duress or whatever, you know, like, the pay she gets for, like, not being able to work, but still, come on. I
thought Mindy was gonna go the whole route of, like, you know, Jody's money, like, oh, she's not working, but blah, blah, blah. But they didn't really, they chose to not do that, though. But the story of how they met, Jody is so into it, and it's the dumbest thing in the entire world. He says, so they were at the gym, I guess, and he's like, she asked me if I was done using the treadmill, and I said yes. And let's just say she never got on the treadmill. And he just thought it was the funniest thing. What's his face? Because I guess they just continued talking.
Oh,
and then whatever. And then Jeremy's like, someone said that to me at ballet bar one time.
Yeah, no, they're totally... He's gay.
But they make him do, like, feminine but funny stuff. They try to make it in a funny way, but maybe...
I know, but I still feel like it's all these nuggets they keep dropping. And, you know, I appreciate it if they are just keeping him really feminine.
Right.
Because, you know, whatever, my husband loves getting, like, pedicures. And I think at one point I had, like, a subscription to, like, Cosmo magazine. But, like... And I fully support, like, a very in touch with his feminine side guy.
Yeah, of course.
But I also feel like there's, you know, there's something there.
Yeah. Well, like, I think, you know, he's British. British people tend to be a little more, British men tend to be a little more cultured or into experiencing other things than American men. Now, that's a generalization, sure, but, like, let's be real. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. That's all we saw of him tonight was, like, that 1 second.
That one line. Yeah. No, most of it was just Mindy hating on, was it Courtney?
Yeah, Courtney.
Who grew up in Boston.
But not actually
New
Boston.
Hampshire.
Mindy's like, oh, that's kind of New Hampshire, but okay. She's like, no, technically it's Boston. It's Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's like if I'm like, I grew up in New York. And, like, allow people to think it's New York City. Like, I pretty much grew up in Canada. Like, 6 hours away from New York City. I'm not, like, a New Yorker.
Right.
I lived there for some time, but, like, it's kind of the same. Like, being like, oh, I grew up in Boston. You're like, yeah, you grew up in the state that Boston's in.
Right.
But you didn't grow up in Boston.
Like, I always tell people when they ask me, because I'm from North Mobile. So, Mobile is, like, a big city with smaller cities in it. So, I'm from the North Mobile, like, portion, but my address says Saraland, Alabama. So when people ask me where I'm from, well, I am from Mobile, so I say Mobile. But it's almost like people with Atlanta. People always say like all these neighboring cities. They're like from Swanee, Georgia. They just tell everyone else
Decatur,
it's
like. Yeah. But that's different because those are like suburbs. Those are like legitimate suburbs of the city. And then there's like...
She just wanted to be from Boston.
Yeah, like that's like in New York City. Like there's people in Delaware that commute to New York City, but you don't say you're from New York City if you live in Delaware.
Exactly. What Mindy said, she's like, that's like talking about Brad Pitt has an Oscar, for a producer. Actually, I didn't even know that he had that for production. I think Benjamin Mutt. Maybe. I could be wrong on that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Terrible. 2 of my favorite lines from that first opening scene, them talking about how he met her and everything, when Beverly goes, I don't know why, y'all are probably going to think this is the dumbest thing, but whenever she's like, Mindy's like, what are y'all talking about? She said, Dr. K's new girlfriend, finally a couple I can root for. I don't know why I just thought that was hilarious. Maybe just the way she delivers the line is just always funny. And then when Jody's like, being in a real adult relationship is nice. And he says, why on Sunday morning we went for a breakfast lunch.
Yeah, the breakfast
I actually had a burger, the same meal. Can you imagine?
It's like, what? I wrote that down too. I was like, wait a minute.
Brunch is my all-time favorite thing.
Never had brunch. That's the greatest thing on the planet.
And brunch is very Southern, so I'm surprised you didn't know that. But it reminded me because, like, anytime I go to brunch with someone, I'm always like, oh, I'm going to get breakfast. And then as soon as we get there, everyone else is ordering breakfast. And I'm like, ooh, I think I'm going to go for the burger. I've
never ordered non-breakfast food at brunch.
Oh, you should venture out.
I think because breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
That it's like, why would you?
It depends on what time you go to.
No, I don't care what time it is. Like,
No?
I would go in New York City, like, brunch is like, and maybe that's why they had this line in there, because, like, brunch is like an event.
Yeah.
Like, you go all day.
Yeah.
Like, all day.
Bottomless mimosas, they start at 10, they end at 4.
Yeah, you're like there.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
no, never do I not
You should try it.
do breakfast food.
You should try it.
I don't know.
In this little thing, Mindy discovers that Princeton has contacted her, and they want Later Baby to do a presentation there.
Yay.
And this is how we find out, or she tells Jody and Morgan, and Jody says that he can't go because Courtney has planned an allergist appointment.
Romantic getaway.
And so they're going to make a whole weekend of it and have a romantic getaway. And then Morgan's like, and I can't go either because I'm supposed to be meeting my biological father. She's like, no, you're going.
Yeah.
So, of course.
Biological father.
But then Jody comes back and says that, in fact, Courtney is going to postpone her allergy appointment, sweet little thing that she is. And she's going to join them.
Her.
I knew that was like disaster written all over
she was
it.
going to have to come. It was amazing.
Yeah. The car ride over there was ridiculously hilarious, and I loved that.
That was great.
So once they get to Princeton, they're setting up, and the football coach comes in, head football coach, who was a little cutie.
He was cute.
He was. I was like, oh, this is a weird.
Like teddy bear.
It's a weird love interest to cast for Mindy. Not the character, but like the person. But it worked.
I think it worked.
Yeah, definitely.
I liked it.
Yeah. He says that they have the room, and they discover that Mindy has, in fact, booked it for, like, May 2nd, 2017 instead of that year.
Oh, Mindy.
And he said, this is one of my other favorite lines she said, because he's like, we have a big recruiting meeting in this auditorium, and she says, I didn't know Princeton recruited. I just thought they chose whatever nerds wandered out to the field reading their math book.
Yeah.
And he was knocking on it too. He said something like, "We have to do this weekend. If I don't get them to commit, I could lose them to like the quiz bowl or something like that." I don't even know what he said, but it was so funny.
Yeah, no, I loved. What was it? Jody said, "I too am a man of sport," and I think he said he was the captain of his college line dancing team.
Oh yes,
high school line dancing. I'm not sure which one.
Did y'all line
dance
in New York?
We did.
You did?
I know my do-si-dos and like
the watermelon crawl.
I don't know. The watermelon crawl.
It's a country song, but
actually we didn't do line dancing. We did square dancing.
Oh,
okay. The same, right?
No.
We had a big square dancing competition every year in gym. We had like a whole section in gym in square dancing, and we had 4 teams, and my team won. We'd have like a big like competition.
So you're the square dancing champ.
Oh yeah, I'm really a professional square dancer.
Basically. No, we would do square dancing too, but we did line dancing. And there's a song that's like, if your drink don't drive, do the watermelon crawl. No. And so there's a line dance song to that. And, they're just
My mom used to teach line dancing aerobics.
Oh, well, there you go. I bet she knows all of them.
Probably.
Exactly. So the coach ends up letting them, of course, after they've taken everything down, he says that they'll take the football players out to the field and they can do their presentation there. And I love how Mindy recruits the girls for it. She just goes up and she's like, okay, first we need to do the Korean girls because their parents are going to make them wait until they're like, I forgot how old she said. And she calls out like Korean names.
Yeah.
But she does it for everyone and then throws out the little flyers. Oh, I forgot to mention that the football coach and Mindy went to Princeton at the same time. And so she's like, I think I dry humped you one time because he was the tiger mascot. He's like, I knew you looked familiar.
Oh, love it.
But so they do a successful presentation, get like 16 new patients to sign up. I still wonder how Mindy is a full-time doctor plus managing her own full-time business at the same time. Well, they're in the same building, so I guess that's a little easier.
Yeah. Yeah, no, actually, I don't know how she's doing that.
Yeah.
Just because, well, I mean, I guess.
Maybe it's like see patients Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do Later Baby Tuesday,
Well, no,
Thursday,
because the thing
like
with, I have a friend who's going through IVF right now, and when it comes to, like, IVF and all of that, it's, like, so regimented.
Right.
Like, and you really don't have a whole lot of control on the window. It's like, okay, they get you on like a schedule for your cycle, and then it's like, okay, on this day you have to come in for this, and then you have to come in like 7 days later for this, and you have to come in 5 days later for this, and it's like clockwork. So I don't know how she's.
Maybe it's one of those things that they just don't want us to think about.
Yeah,
they're just
maybe.
like, oh, it's the magic of television. It's just happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't really see them with patients.
Yeah,
like hardly ever,
True.
unless it's for.
They make like a storyline out of a patient.
We hardly ever see them actually doing their job.
True. Which I like that, though.
I do, too.
Yeah. So, successful presentation. They go to this little wing place where the coach shows up.
Yes.
And they have to scooch over. Morgan says something so funny. It's something about... he's like, come on over. I can go one butt cheek for this guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about the coach. But
yeah, and Jody does not want him sitting down.
No, you can tell he's jealous.
No. Do you think Jody is like dating this chick just to...
I don't think so, because she would be a terrible choice just to make Mindy jealous. I think he did it because he had that realization of like, okay, I need to like move on or whatever because of whatever happened. Yeah. And I think he's legitimately dating her, but like as we see in the episode, he gets annoyed.
That's what makes me so frustrated. Is like we keep seeing these moments where like Jody obviously knows he has feelings for her,
right? But
he never says or does anything,
right? Well, he did the hair swoop.
I know, after she like clearly was over the relationship she was pursuing,
right?
With homeboy,
yeah,
and then it's like nothing. Like, why wouldn't you use that opportunity? I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Well, so that's when Mindy told Morgan about the hair swoop, and from the episode where they're laying on the couch, and Morgan had a little issue. I guess he liked it a little too much. But he's like, no, that's not romantic. And then later...
But he knows.
Oh, exactly.
He knows Jody likes her, and he's like intentionally...
Right.
I think being like, it's not a big deal. He knew it was romantic.
And then, but the interaction, whenever Morgan confronted Jody, he's like, you can't be doing that. He's like, you can't send her these mixed signals. You have a girlfriend. And Jody was like, okay. I mean, clearly, whenever he's like, it wasn't romantic. She had a touch of mayonnaise on her head. Like, he was lying, obviously. But he seemed kind of like, okay, no, yeah, you're right. But then... later in the night, whenever Courtney is annoying him because she's turned the air up to 90 degrees, and he's like, well, if they have heat, we might as well take advantage of it, whatever.
Yeah.
And
well, and he finally opens, or doesn't even open.
She hands it to
him the belt buckle, and he realizes, oh.
Yeah. She's like, where'd you get that? And he says, Texas. I thought that it was just sweet, though. But he goes to Mindy's room. I don't know what he was going to tell her, because okay, back at the diner, they got into a fight because, Courtney had to go ask the bartender to heat up her wine glass, and Jody says, he's like, you're being rude to us. Like, why don't we go somewhere where everyone is comfortable? You know, she canceled this.
She's not going to be comfortable anywhere.
Right, and that's what Mindy says. Jody's like, we canceled this romantic trip to come here.
We're allergists.
And she's like, I can't help that your girlfriend isn't comfortable with the Earth's atmosphere, which she clearly isn't. So Jody gets mad, and Mindy does back, and the coach leaves and all of this, and because it's just clearly awkward. And then Mindy's like, I don't know why it's so important to me or to you for me to like your girlfriend. Like, we're coworkers, we don't have to spend time. And she kind of like she's like, you can leave if you want to. So it's clearly like a jealousy fight that's going on. Yeah. But then, back at the hotel, Jody comes once he sees the belt buckle to apologize, and Mindy apologizes too, and she's like, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't give her a chance. She's just, annoying and not really from Boston and whatever. But she's like, but if you clearly care about her, so I'm sure I can find stuff to like about her. Like, she always has gum. I truly do appreciate people that always have gum.
Oh, I can't stand it.
Oh, really? My sister is allergic to gum. She's not allergic, but she says she is.
I'm not allergic. I just am allergic to the sound of people chewing it.
Yeah. I do hate smacking, though.
Yeah.
For food, gum, anything in general. But, so Morgan was in the room with her, and he's having some toenail problems, by the way.
Disgusting.
He's like, I soaked it and I poured a full bottle of Puff Daddy cologne on this thing. Yeah. I think he found it disgusting. But anyway, he's staying in the room with Mindy because he's like, the hotel was out of free rooms. Yeah. And he kind of busts out into the conversation and is like, oh, if y'all are having a work conversation, I should be in this. And he sees Jody holding the belt buckle, and he's like, no, 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 behind Mindy's back where you can't see it. Why do you think that he told him, like, if that was a gift, clearly she got it for him. To me, I was kind of confused as to why Morgan told him not to ask Mindy about it.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why Morgan is so against Jody letting her know how he feels.
Well, I think he's seen Mindy go through so much. That's what he said earlier. He doesn't want, like, the work stuff to get messed up because it's not just Mindy as a doctor, it's also her other business. And so he's seen her go through, obviously, everything with Danny. He doesn't want it to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but I also...
Especially because he said something about, Jody being... this is a while back, but Jody being, like, the player and always having women, and that Mindy just needed to, like, chill for a little while. But I
think he was there for the altercation between Danny and Jody when Danny was like, back off, dude.
And Danny's, like, his best friend.
Yeah.
But he's not
that
there.
He never talks to.
Right.
Because Danny's not on the show.
Exactly. I just don't get, no matter what, though, why he wouldn't want Jody to show her that he got the gift. Like,
because I think it was more than the gift. I think when Jody saw the belt buckle, he realized that while he thought, okay, we had this moment on the couch or whatever, that he didn't think Mindy was aware of.
Yeah.
And then she went off to Texas for like a week or whatever. I think it was like a symbol of realizing that she was thinking about him.
Right. She took the time to go.
And like not in a way... Like, all the other people got, like, the Sky Mall and things from the actual airport. And, like, she got him a legitimate gift. Like, she was thinking of him while she was in Texas. And I think that, to him, was like, oh, I can understand now why she comes back from Texas. All of a sudden, I've got this new girlfriend. And she's giving me this, like, sentimental gift. And I've never even, like... mentioned it yet I have this like new I don't know, like I think it was
that makes sense,
kind of confusing thing.
It's one of those things that I feel like it could have been a simple like, hey, I saw you got me this thoughtful gift, thank you. So that's where my mind went with it, like, oh, what's the big deal, he got the gift. Like, obviously I get the thought behind it, and that was a big thing in my mind too, but I was just like, he's not gonna say like, I got your gift, I love you. You know what I mean?
No, but I think it's more like the subtext, like being like, I got this.
Right.
You know, like when you give a gift to somebody that like obviously means, I don't know, I think.
No, I understand.
Like go back to high school, like when you make somebody a mixtape.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't just put a bunch of songs on like a cassette or a CD for them. Like you made them a mixtape and it has like more meaning. Yeah. And so I think it was kind of supposed to be one of those things, like a weird Southern
it's more special
mixtape,
right,
for Jody.
I made my friends in the 5th grade. I don't think CDs were a thing when I was in the 5th grade, or it was like a year later, and I made them a cassette tape of all of the it was a cassette tape of all of like the little like graduation songs. We were graduating in the 5th grade, and I am a wonderful singer.
Oh my God.
That's what my mom tells me. So I recorded myself. It's like I would let like part of the song play, and it was that song like, as we go on, you know, the Vitamin C song.
Please don't tell me that was your 5th grade.
I would like press play and record. Yeah. And I recorded myself. But so anyway, it resolves with Mindy, the coach. They have dinner. And one of my favorite parts of the thing is she's like, so does your girlfriend like hacky sack? They're talking about hacky sack for some reason. He's like, oh, I almost didn't catch that one. And then he asks her, or she asks him if he's ever in Manhattan, and they're going to meet up. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, I just thought we were going to go back to my place and have sex right now. And she's like, dang, dude, that was hot. And then they hook up, I guess. And then the car ride home, I love it, because it's just like a typical car ride with your friends where what's-her-face, Courtney, is like, you didn't come home last night? And she's like, maybe. And then Morgan's like, I know who got rode last night, the coach. And it was just funny. And Jody was smiling, but he definitely seemed like he did not want to hear it.
No, Jody was not wanting to hear it.
No, because he's just like looking out the window. Like,
but you can't say anything because your weirdo girlfriend's in the car. And
I hope we'll see like one more episode of her because she was annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about predictions.
Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I think we have 4 episodes left.
Oh my
and a lot can happen in 4 episodes.
Well, we know Danny's coming at some point,
We know
right?
Danny's going to be here for at least, he's on the finale.
Okay.
So what I think is going to happen is maybe especially when Danny comes back, I almost feel like he'll walk in on Mindy and Jody like kissing or something like that. And then because that is the perfect, so part of my prediction, obviously, definitely think Mindy and Jody will, and something's going to end up happening.
It's obviously where it would be insanely disappointing.
Right. Just
for
to
the
like
second
do
half
away
of
with
this.
it.
I mean, the whole season, I think, in general, would be really disappointing if that happened. Because the first half was kind of like,
right,
with Danny. And then now to have all this build up and then like nothing, it's like, ugh.
Yeah. And I think it's the perfect setup because I don't know if they know. Obviously, we talked about, Chris Messina did say that he would be back for season 5. But, he's like, even we don't know yet where Danny's character is going. So I almost think if they did a thing where like Danny sees them together or whatever, it like leaves it open for next season, either him to like come back or to like not really be there because it's like, oh, well, Mindy's with this guy and it's serious. So I think it's
and he has his girlfriend
exactly
too.
So I think it's like, but Mindy is the one who we're focused on mainly. So I think it's like an easy way for them to, scooch him out. But I definitely think Mindy. I just hope they don't for too much longer do the whole like,
will they, won't they, will they, won't they?
Like,
that's exhausting. I mean, it's like every show.
We've seen it. The reason why maybe I'm a little like, we don't need all of that in the show.
With Danny.
Exactly. We saw it for so long. And it's like,
Seasons.
as viewers, it's like, I know what you're doing right now. Hello.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
No, I definitely agree. I think that they don't have the leeway to drag it out like they did with Danny and Mindy because I feel like it so parallels that same storyline.
Right.
That it's like either step up and do something or like make a different choice.
Poop or get off the pot.
Yeah, like it literally, they have to make a different choice.
Yeah.
Whether it's like, okay, end the games and the shenanigans, make it something real, have it be a real relationship, or some drastic change. But they can't keep going with this back and forth because it's irritating for like the view. You know what I mean? Like for the fans, because we did see it for so many seasons with Danny and Mindy. It's like, oh, this again. Like you just basically replaced that same tired storyline with another character and like different kind of jokes, but the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll mix it up, as I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I really want to see Jeremy come out of the closet.
I just want to see him come out in some way. Either like, let's see him more, or maybe that too.
Well, because and here's why I'm so adamant on him being gay. Not because I think he needs to be or he should be or whatever, but I think that they need to do something with his character.
Yeah.
And they have yet to, in all of the seasons of the show, really find something that sticks and works for him. Like, they made him fat. They made him, like, a player.
And
like,
he's supposed to be a main character.
All of these things that they've done with, they had him take over the practice. Like, all these things, like, none of them have really stuck. None of them have really worked for him as a character. And I don't know if it's, writing or acting or what it is. It's just not clicking. But I just don't think any of these storylines are really working for him. Yeah. Whereas all of the other main character, like Peter, it works, with his horrible wife and, like that works somehow. And with Mindy and even with Danny and what he's gone through, like it works. It's, genuine to his character and they've been able, after a rough first half of the season to make it make sense. But I think with Jeremy, they haven't been able to find something, and I think that if they were to make a choice like that, it would finally give his character something to grow into. Yeah,
I think so too.
And have like a voice and a purpose and something,
More stuff for Jeremy, please.
Yeah.
Okay, well, awesome. Another great episode. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Only 4 episodes left. Crazy. Remember to comment on the link. We definitely want to hear what you had to say, what your favorite lines were. As always, you can follow us all at AfterBuzz TV, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everywhere. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at April Whisenhant.
And you can find me at Rockin' Mama Life.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.